much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. So welcome back, Emma and Sarah. You were on the show last time. Remind us how you did.
Well, we did quite well. We did better than we thought. We got to the head-to-head round, and then we got some questions that we weren't very
they
good
were
at.
really tough questions. Snooker. I mean, for heaven's sake.
Yeah.
Remind us what you're studying at university.
I study drama at university.
And I'm studying English and writing at university.
What are you hoping is going to come up? What would be your dream round one topic?
Well, since I do English, I feel like I should say some kind of literature, but
No, don't say that.
I'm hoping something to do with television or something like that. We do watch too much TV, so...
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Very best of luck this afternoon. Next, we welcome Linda and Paul. Now, how do you two know each other?
About 15 years ago, I put an advert in the local paper, and unbeknownst to me, Lynn was PA to the managing director at the local paper. She looked in there, she got first dibs at the paper, saw my advert, replied to it. A little bit later, we got married, and 15 years on, she's still lumbered with me.
Oh, that's wonderful. And the advert, did you ever sell that drill? What do you do in your spare time, Linda and Paul?
We go geocaching.
We all do that.
Yeah.
Come on. What?
Geocaching.
What? Tell me now.
It's like a treasure hunt. You have a GPS, handheld GPS. You put in the waypoints and you follow the arrow. And that's it, really.
I have never heard of it.
No, you're not alone.
It sounds like competitive sat-nav to me.
You just feed stuff in and follow the arrows?
Yeah.
Yep.
And wherever they take you, you must go?
Yes.
It says Mogadishu. This way. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more as the show goes on. Next, we welcome back Nick and Louise. Great to have you back. Remind us how you did last time.
Crashed and burned in the first round.
I think you went out in a blaze of glory, is I think what you mean, Nick. Crashed and burned. What was it that did for you? Remind us.
It was a Maltese falcon that wasn't as such.
Ah, of course. Siamese.
Siamese twins.
Louise, what would you love to come up this first round?
I'm quite theatre, musicals, movies. I like nature. Bit of this, bit of that, bit of music.
Bit of music. Very good. And how about you, Nick?
Oh, I don't know, a bit of horticulture, maybe? Geography.
Very good.
It's there.
Very good
Somewhere.
indeed. A little bit of horticulture. It's been a while since we've had any horticulture on this show.
Yeah, I'm looking through to see if we've got any horticulture.
It's been a while since we've had any culture. Well, very best of luck to the pair of you. And finally, we welcome back Luke and Niall. You were on the show last time. Remind us how you did.
Yeah, we thought we were doing pretty well. We gave 3 quite good answers, but unfortunately then I spoiled it by not saying something stupid.
Oh, round 2. Yes, of course. That was a really tough round, though.
Yeah.
It just makes it really tough for us. It makes us feel so old. We had all these duos, and there's lots of hits from the 80s. Nobody knew them.
They weren't born when they were released.
They weren't born.
Even worse.
We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show. There is, of course, only one person left for me to introduce. He is the man whose obscure knowledge knows no bounds. He is my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Oh, yeah. We've got a good show today. We've got 3 returning pairs, which is quite unusual. Only Linda and Paul are new. 2 of those pairs, of course, are students. There's a new rule brought in since the last show. Anyone born after 1982 not allowed to win. Sorry about that. Just for, you know, just because it's sickening that anyone was even born after 1982, let alone taking home some money. They've got plenty of time to earn money, those guys, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I think it's very much between Linda and Paul and Nick and Louise. And the others of you should respect your elders and watch on and just give polite answers but wrong ones. I think that'd be a nice way to play, wouldn't it?
I think that's a fail-safe way. Good. Well, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but of course this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers they didn't give. Of course, what everyone's trying to do is find a pointless answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £2,250. There we are. Right, let's play Pointless. OK, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. OK, our first category this afternoon is cookery. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, well, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many herbs used in cooking as they could. Richard, can you elaborate on that?
Not much to add there. All the correct answers in this round will be herbs commonly used to flavour food during cooking.
Very good, thank you. Thank you. Right, Emma and Sarah, you all drew lots before the show today, and you get to go first this time. In this round, you're going to get a choice of 7 possible answers on the board in each pass. Bit of a relief there, Sarah.
Yes.
Your first set of 7 answers reads like this. Borage, marjoram, lemon balm, parsley, copper bottom, coriander, chervil. I shall read those again. Borage, marjoram, lemon balm, parsley, copper bottom, coriander, chervil. Now, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless. But do be careful, at least one of those answers is also incorrect. Pick one of those and you will score the maximum of 100 points. So then, Sarah.
I have heard of a few of those, and there's some I'm not quite sure about. I think I'm going to go for marjoram.
Marjoram.
If I've said it right.
So, marjoram. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Marjoram. It's correct. Marjoram scores you 8 points, a great score. Richard?
Yeah, very good start to the show, Sarah. Marjoram, popular in Mediterranean cookery.
Linda, what we are looking for is herbs used in cooking.
I recognise most of them, yeah.
Feeling confident?
Yeah, I am. I think this is a good subject.
A very good subject
A very
for you.
good subject.
Excellent.
I'm going to go with borage.
Borage.
Mm-hmm.
OK, well, let's see if borage is a correct answer, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Borage. It's right. Down it comes. A very good answer, Linda. Very good. Well done. That's a spectacular answer. It's pointless. So it adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £2,500. And it scores you nothing. Very good.
Yeah, that's the way to introduce yourself to the show, Linda. Very well done. Yeah, borage. I have a lovely bowl of borage every morning. Yeah. Gorgeous.
I used to grow it, and you grow a pole of borage, piping hot.
A pole of borage. Borage, the plant is like a cucumber-like plant, and the flowers can be used in all sorts of things, salads and drinks and so on.
Now then, Nick. There's no saying there isn't another pointless answer on that board.
Do I want to risk it, really?
How good is your knowledge of the herb garden?
It should be pretty good. I've grown most of them. What I'm confident on there would be chervil.
Chervil, there it is, out to the bottom. I think that could be a nice low scorer for you there, Nick. I hope it is. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said chervil. Down, look at that. Oh, down to 3. Wonderful answer, Nick. Well done. Very well done. So, chervil, Richard.
Yeah, well done, Nick. Originates in Central Asia, often used in sort of sauces and omelettes and so on.
Luke, the problem is everyone's picked off the low scorers there.
Yeah.
Unless there's another pointless on the board, of course.
I was going to go for marjoram and I was going to go for chervil, so it leaves me a bit of a problem.
Talk us through all the things on the board and then pick the one you want to submit.
I think I know that parsley and coriander are.
Parsley? Might I just step out for a moment just to commend you on your pronunciation of parsley?
I assume lemon balm's one. I've heard it somewhere before, and unless it's the... Oh, I don't know. I'll go for it, lemon balm.
Lemon balm. Lemon balm.
I said that wrong as well.
No, I think, you said that absolutely right. Lemon balm, lemon balm. Let's see if it's correct. And if it is, let's see how many people said lemon balm. Well done, it's right. Very well done, Luke. This could go a long way down, I think. Possibly all the way down, not That's a spectacular answer there, Luke. Lemon balm scoring you 2. Richard?
Yeah, how about that for a low-scoring round? Who would have thought 8 would be the high score? Lemon balm is, of course, a member of the mint family.
Indeed.
Yeah. And used in perfumes as well as in cooking. Let's fill in the rest of the board. There's a couple of obvious ones there. Parsley, or I believe the French call it parsley. I believe but coriander, obviously also a herb. That would have scored you 42, both big scores. And by process of elimination, copper bottom is an incorrect answer, so well avoided, everyone.
Thanks very much, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Well, like Richard said, who'd have thought, Sarah,
I know.
your spectacular score of 8 would leave you way out ahead of the field?
I was so pleased with myself when I scored 8. And now it's
Your
all...
nearest rival is less than half your score.
That's true, yeah.
Nick with his Chervil, 3. Then next up, Luke did fantastically. Lemon balm, 2. Linda and Paul looking fantastic. Linda, you pulled a brilliant pointless answer out of the bag there. Emma, the pressure is on you to make sure that you are not the high scorers at the end of this round. You know what you've got to do. Right, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more answers on the board. We are looking for herbs used in cooking, and we have got basil, lovage, hyssop, golden bandicoot, orzo, dill and sage. I'll read those one more time. Basil, lovage, hyssop, golden bandicoot, orzo, dill and sage. And again, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless and at least one of those answers is wrong, so be very careful to avoid those wrong answers. So then, Niall, what are you thinking?
Well, I know a few of them. But as it's such a low-scoring round, I'm tempted to take a bit of a punt.
You might have to. What are your hobbies, Niall?
Not really cooking. I like eating, but I'm not a huge cooker. I'm not sure if I'd know the one I'm about to say, but I'm going to go for it because it looks a bit too wacky to be made up, and that's golden bandicoot.
See, I just applaud that. I applaud that daring do. It deserves to be a pointless answer. There's your red line down at the bottom. If you can get below that red line with Golden Bandicoot, you are most definitely through to the next round. Let's see if Golden Bandicoot is a correct answer, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Golden Bandicoot. Good luck. Oh, no! Niall! Bad luck. That is an incorrect answer, unfortunately, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. That takes your total up to 102. Richard?
Yes, golden bandicoot it's a small Australian marsupial. So if someone has given you a salad sprinkled lightly with golden bandicoot, I would turn it down if I were you.
Louise?
Well, I've got my favourite herb up there, but I'm not going to go for that.
That's nice, though. It's always nice to see your favourite herb.
Oh, and it's a friend, you know?
Yeah, just pass it.
I'm going to play safe, and I'm going to go for dill, which you'd have with salmon.
I like these surfing suggestions. Keep them coming. Well, the high scorers are Niall and Luke on 102. You have to score 98 or less with this. There is your red line. If you come below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see if Dill's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Dill. And you're through. Very well done. Scores you 34, taking your total up to 37. Richard.
Dill, very well done. As you say, often served with salmon. I'll tell you what else is actually very nice with dill. Is a lovely roasted golden bandicoot. A little bit of dill on top of that. Gorgeous.
OK, remember, we are looking for herbs used in cooking. Paul, this is your moment, as Martin McCutcheon would say.
I too like cooking. Used most of those herbs there. I'm going for hyssop.
You're going to go for hyssop? Have you cooked with hyssop?
No, I haven't.
Do you know or do you suspect it's right?
I know it's right.
You know it's right. You have no red line. You're through, come what may, because the high scorers are so far ahead of you, you couldn't overtake them, even if you scored 100. Let's see if hyssop's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Hyssop. It's right! And it comes. Yes! Very well done. Very, very well done. That's a pointless answer. It adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to 2,750, and it scores you nothing leaving you with a total of nothing. Brilliant. Richard.
How about that? A double pointless on your very first round on your very first show. It's very impressive, isn't it?
Very.
Hyssop, it's a pungent Mediterranean herb. It was very popular in the Middle Ages, but now it's more commonly used in like distillation of liqueurs, like chartreuse. They use hyssop in, for example.
Very, very well done. Now then, Emma, what we are looking for is herbs used in cooking. Emma, you are the last person to have this board. Talk us through every inch of it.
For some reason, I don't think orzo is one. I think I'm going to have to play it safe and go for sage.
Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see if sage gets you below that red line. Sage. It does. Very well done, 51. Sage did what it had to do. It takes your score up to 59. Richard?
Yeah, big score, but I think that was exactly the right thing to do, Emma. You couldn't go out unless you got a wrong answer. So, but I think better safe than sorry, so very well done. Better sage than sorry, in fact. Let's take a look at the rest of the board. Basil, obviously, is a pretty big scorer on 66. Lovage is a very low scorer on 2. And orzo, Alexander, is that incorrect or is that pointless?
I think orzos are pointless.
You're wrong.
No.
It's a rice-shaped pasta, orzo, so well done if you avoided that.
It's a what-shaped pasta?
Rice-shaped pasta, like grains of rice.
Oh, that's just trickery. Shaping pasta like rice.
And just to round things off, I think it's worth getting the answer to the question that the whole of Britain wants to know, demands to know.
Yes.
Louise, what is your favourite herb?
Basil.
Basil. There you go, everybody.
Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Luke and Niall. Luke, are you going to forgive Niall?
Yeah.
Yeah, just as well. As well. You have been fantastic contestants. Great fun having you on the show. Thanks so much for playing. Brilliant. Thank you. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Well, obviously, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one of you 3 pairs is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. Try and make sure it's not you. The category for round 2 is cinema. You're all deciding your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second. And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, so our round 2 question this afternoon concerns films and their directors. Films and their directors. In this round, we're going to show you a list of films. We asked 100 people to tell us who directed them. Richard?
Yeah, we're going to show you the names of 6 films in each pass, and obviously the more obscure the answer is, the fewer points you're going to score. If you give us an incorrect answer, if you give us the wrong director, you'll score 100 points. And see how well you can do at home on all of these.
OK, thanks, Richard. So we are looking for the directors of these films. And so we have The Bridge on the River Kwai, Braveheart, The Hurt Locker, E.T., Tootsie, Titanic. I'll read those one more time. The Bridge on the River Kwai, Braveheart, The Hurt Locker, E.T., Tootsie, Titanic. So then, Sarah...
There's a couple that I'm pretty sure I know, but they're quite obvious.
Have you seen all these films?
Seen one of them. I've only seen one of those films. I'm going to go for one I haven't seen, and I'm going to take a bit of a risk. I'm going to go for Tootsie, and I think it might be Woody Allen.
Tootsie, and you're going to say Woody Allen?
I am, yes.
Woody Allen. OK, well, as ever on Pointless, you're hoping that this will score you as little as possible. You're hoping it's a nice, obscure answer, and you're hoping it's correct. Let's see if it is a right answer, and if it is, let's see how many people said Tootsie, Woody Allen. Oh, bad luck, Sarah, bad luck. Very brave punt, which is a good thing. Sadly, it was incorrect, which is a bad thing. That scores you 100 points. Richard?
Yeah, unlucky, Sarah. It's not Woody Allen. I won't say who it is, just in case Linda or Louise want to have a go at that one.
Now, Linda and Paul, you are yet to score a point on this show. Do you think you can keep this up, this low-scoring nonsense?
I doubt it very much with these questions.
Really? So film, not your forte?
Directors, no, not really.
Do you know some of the directors on this board?
I know one.
You know...
Well, I think I know one.
You think you know one?
So I'm going to play safe.
And you're going to go with that one. Well,
Yeah.
We have a high score there.
I'm going to go with E.T., and I think it's Steven Spielberg.
You think it's Steven, like your pronunciation, Spielberg?
Spielberg.
OK, well, let's see if that's a correct answer. And if it is, let's see how many people said Steven Spielberg.
What did I say?
Well done. 55. Not a bad score, comparatively. Richard?
Yeah, certainly better than 100, isn't it? It's actually pronounced Steven Spielberg.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Pleasure.
Louise, remember, we are looking for the directors of these films.
I'm going to play safe in view of the girls have got 100. I've seen them all, but I never look at directors. Hopefully Titanic is James Cameron. But if the Hurt Locker comes up, who I think it was, I should be kicking myself.
OK, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said James Cameron for Titanic. Was right. Not a bad score at all. Richard?
Very safe, Louise. Who did you think was the director of The Hurt Locker?
Well, I'm not sure. I thought I read somewhere it was Clint Eastwood.
Well, I have to say that it would have scored you 1 point if you got the right answer. But the right answer is Catherine Bigelow, who's actually James Cameron's ex-wife. She won the Best Director Oscar for that. Braveheart is Mel Gibson. Would have scored you 18 points. Bridge on the River Kwai was David Lean. Sir David Lean. Would have scored you 4 points. Now, Tootsie was a pointless answer. So not only did you not know who directed it, nobody did, which is good. It's actually Sidney Pollack. Very well done if you got Sidney Pollack at home.
Very well done. Well, let's take a look at the scores. We're halfway through the round. Well, a broad field, I would have to say, at this stage. Louise, fabulous low score there, 26. Amazing. Titanic, only 26. I thought it was going to be much higher than that somehow. Linda, 55. Not a bad score at all for E.T. And Sarah, bad luck. Well, you did what you had to do. You know, this game is all about taking risks, and that's most certainly what you did. But yes, pressure on you, Emma. You're going to have to find a nice, low-scoring answer that's going to save your bacon. Right, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more films on the board. We want to know their directors. Here they are. Pulp Fiction, Slumdog Millionaire, Halloween, The Producers, The African Queen, Brokeback Mountain. I'll read those one more time. Pulp Fiction, Slumdog Millionaire, Halloween, The Producers, The African Queen, Brokeback Mountain. Now, remember, we are looking for the directors of these films, and you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, Nick, I mean, you are the low scorers. I happen to think you're going to pull quite a cunning one out here. I think you're going to be pretty good at this.
There's a couple I recognise.
Yes.
But it's risk-taking.
So what are you going to go for, Nick?
I'm going to go for a safe one, and Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino.
You're going to go for Quentin Tarantino, and there's your red line. If you're below that red line, you are through to the next round. You need 73 or less to be through to the next round for sure. OK, let's see if that's right. Quentin Tarantino. Very well done. 37 it scores you, taking your total up to 63. Richard.
Yeah, nothing to add there except well played. Very good answer, Quentin Tarantino, safely through to the next round.
Now then, Paul. Remember, we are looking for the directors of these films. We need a nice 44 points or less answer from you to make sure you're through to the head-to-head.
Well, I was pretty sure with one question that's already gone. And I think the producers may be Mel Brooks.
The producers, Mel Brooks. Very good. Let's see if that's right. The high scorers, of course, are Emma and Sarah on 100. Let's see if you can avoid overtaking them with Mel Brooks. There's your red line. Below that red line, you are through to the head-to-head. Let's see how many people said it. Mel Brooks. Very well done. 16. Very good score indeed, taking your total up to 71.
But Mel Brooks, very good answer. Well played, safely through.
Very well done. Now, Emma and Sarah, I'm afraid the writing is on the wall for you. You are unassailably ahead, and you haven't answered yet your second question. So why not take a massive... Why not see if there's a pointless answer on the board that maybe you can dredge up from the back of your mind and add a little 250 quid bonus for the people you leave behind?
OK, I'm just going to completely pick a name out of the bag here. And just, I'll go for Martin Scorsese's. I'll say for the African Queen.
Martin Scorsese's The African Queen. I would sleep on the pavement for a seat in that cinema.
That is a remake I would like to see. Would you not? That's a great idea.
Even if you've got this completely wrong, you've sown a seed there, Emma. Yeah. Let's see if it's right. Who cares? And let's see how many people wanted to see Martin Scorsese's The African Queen. Oh, bad luck, but brilliant. Brilliant. Unfortunately, it is an incorrect answer which scores 100, taking your total up to 200. Richard.
Yes, sorry, Emma. John Huston is the director of The African Queen. Martin Scorsese is the director of the forthcoming The African Queen 2, with a reanimated Humphrey Bogart in the lead role. It's going to be great. Let's take a look at the rest of the answers there. Slumdog Millionaire. Do you know that one, Xander?
Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle, of course. 18 points. Do you know Halloween?
No.
It's John Carpenter, which scores you 5 points. And do you know Brokeback Mountain? Anybody here know Brokeback Mountain? Anybody on the panel know the...
Yeah, I think it was Ang Lee.
I think it's Ang Lee. And yeah, Ang Lee would have scored you 3 points. So that and African Queen were the best answers on the board. Very well done if you got one of those.
OK, thanks, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score. I'm so sorry, Emma and Sarah. You were head-to-head in the last game.
I know we were. At least we did well on one of them. It kind of saved face a bit.
It was film.
Yeah.
It was a very tough version of film, of course. Yeah, very tough indeed. Who's going to be watching this at home?
No one. I'm not going to tell them.
What do you mean? Of course you are. Emma, who's going to be watching at home?
Leave out my family, my friends.
Well, very sorry. That was your second chance to make it through to the pointless final. I'm very sorry we have to say goodbye to you this early. But you have been great contestants. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are going to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. So very well done. Paul and Linda, Nick and Louise, you've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £2,750. Very good. You're going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, and you are now allowed to confer. That's the good news. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair to win that question. The pair who get the best of 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many African countries beginning with a vowel as they could. African countries beginning with a vowel, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any African country that begins with a vowel. As always, by country, we mean a member of the UN, which is a sovereign state in its own right. And we're taking the English list of how it's spelt from the UN website. So, for example, we won't accept Ivory Coast because its English name is actually Côte d'Ivoire, believe it or not. But any African country whose name begins with a vowel.
OK, thank you very much, Richard. Linda and Paul, because you've played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. We are looking for African countries beginning with a vowel. OK, Paul and Linda.
We're going for Eritrea.
Eritrea. OK, we have Eritrea. Nick and Louise, you can talk out loud if you like.
Nick's better on geography than I am, so
that's it.
I'm not being much use to him, actually.
There've been lots of Asian countries there.
So you go for it.
I'll go Ethiopia.
OK, we have Eritrea, we have Ethiopia. Let's take them in the order they've been given. Paul and Linda, Eritrea. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Eritrea. It's right. This is a good one. Very good. 13 for Eritrea. Nick and Louise have said Ethiopia. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Ethiopia. It's right. 56. OK, so after the first question, it is 1-0 to Paul and Linda. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Linda and Paul. Eritrea, very good answer. It used to be a province of Ethiopia, actually, before it gained independence. There were 2 answers that would have beaten Eritrea, one of which I think is virtually impossible. United Republic of Tanzania is its official name according to the UN. It was a pointless answer, perhaps understandably. Equatorial Guinea would have won you the points as well, though, with 2 points. There's Eritrea, 13, Angola, 27, Algeria 29, Egypt 46, Uganda 53, and right at the top, in fact, Ethiopia with 56. OK, thanks very much, Richard. Here is your second question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many BBC sports personalities of the year since 2000 as they could. Richard. Yeah, we're looking for anyone who's won the BBC Sports Personality of the Year from the year 2000 to the year 2010. Who is the most obscure sports person on that list? OK, thanks very much, Richard. Now, before you answer this, I just need to draw your attention to the fact, Paul and Linda, that if you win this question, you are through to the final. Nick and Louise, you have to win this point to stay in the game. And Nick and Louise, it's you to answer first.
I think we'll go for Zara Phillips.
Zara Phillips, OK. Paul and Linda?
I don't really know, but I think Phil Taylor.
Yeah.
Done it recently.
OK.
Not too good on this one, but I think Phil Taylor. Steve Taylor. Phil Taylor.
Phil Taylor. OK, we have Zara Phillips and we have Phil Taylor. Nick and Louise went first with Zara Phillips, so let's put that to the test first. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Zara Phillips. It's right. That's a great answer, Nick and Louise. Lovely low score there of 8. Paul and Linda have gone for Phil Taylor. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Phil Taylor. Bad luck. That's an incorrect answer. After 2 questions, you are 1-all. Richard.
Yeah, he came second, of course, in 2010, Phil the Power Taylor, but he's never actually won it. Let's take a look at all 11 names on the list. Right at the bottom there, Paula Radcliffe and Sir Chris Hoy, both of whom scored 4. Johnny Wilkinson 6, Joe Calzaghe 7. All of those would have beaten Zara Phillips. Kelly Holmes there with 11. Steve Redgrave and Andrew Flintoff both with 16. Tony A.P. McCoy with 24. Beckham on 33, and Ryan Giggs, the most popular answer of all, with 34.
OK, here is your third question. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final to play for that £2,750 jackpot. Here we go. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Great Lakes as they could. Great Lakes, Richard.
We're looking for any of the 5 Great Lakes situated on the border between the USA and Canada. See if you can get all 5 at home.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Paul and Linda, you are to go first again this time.
I think we're going to go for Huron.
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 OK, Nick and Louise, they've gone for Huron. Talk us through your options.
I know there's Lake Superior. I think there's Lake Michigan. The only other one I can think of is Lake Erie. I can't think of the 5th one at all. We'll have to go with Lake Erie, I think.
Lake Erie. We have Lake Huron and we have Lake Erie. Linda and Paul, Huron. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Lake Huron. It's correct. Very good. 20 for Lake Huron. Nick and Louise, what do you think? Lake Erie?
I pushed.
I think it'd be close.
OK, Lake Erie. Let's see how many people said Lake Erie. It's correct. 37.
You had the one I wanted.
Well, after 3 questions, Paul and Linda are through to the final 2-1. Richard?
Yes, some surprising answers here, actually. I would have thought that Huron would be the lowest of all. It's not. The lowest of all, believe it or not, is Superior. With 19 points. There's Huron on 20. Ontario was the one you couldn't think of. That scored 25, as did Lake Michigan. And Lake Erie was actually the most popular of all, with 37.
So, the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid, is Nick and Louise. What would you have loved to have come up?
Cinema, food. Basil.
Basil. Oh, dear. Well, it's been fantastic having you on the show. You've done so well. Come right through to the head-to-head and played creditably all the way through. Thank you very much for playing. Great contestants.
Okay. All the best to you.
But for Paul and Linda, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £2,750. Well, congratulations, Linda and Paul. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at an impressive £2,750. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. We've had 2 pointless answers on the show today, and you are responsible for both of them. You have added £500 to that jackpot. To win it, though, you have to find a pointless answer. Firstly, you've got to choose a category from these 3 options. And you can go for cycling, politics, or classic pop.
Ooh.
Cycling, politics, classic pop. What do you think of those?
Know nothing about cycling. Classic pop, pretty minimal.
Go for politics.
Politics, yeah.
Risk it.
Yeah.
Go for politics.
You're going to go for politics. Here is your question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many election runners-up as they could. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for any party leader whose party came second by number of seats in any UK general election from 1900 through to 2010. The only election where it's complicated is 1918, when the coalition was made up of the leading 2 parties, so discount that. But any other election, whichever the leader of any party that came second by number of seats in a UK general election. Very best of luck.
OK. You now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £2,750 jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
What about the ones that you learned?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking Clement Attlee was actually in power, so I've got a feeling he might have gone for power and missed out.
That Bonham Law guy?
No, I don't think Bonham Law got there.
Not a runner-up at some stage?
No. Who else would have gone there?
Who have you said? Attlee.
Yeah, Clement Attlee. Can't think many. Well, Liberals would have been around 1900, so we could have.
We've got three answers to get.
Is it Herbert Atkins? Probably one Liberal. Clement Attlee, and who else? Go for Hugh Gaitskell, Labour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got 3 answers?
I think so.
OK, we'll stop the clock with 7 seconds in hand. OK, we were looking for leaders of the runner-up parties at elections since 1900. I now need your 3 answers.
Hugh Gaitskell.
Hugh Gaitskell.
Herbert Atkins.
Herbert Atkins.
And Clement Attlee.
And Clement Attlee. Of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Herbert Atkins.
Herbert Atkins. We'll put him last.
Yeah.
Who should we put up first? Your least confident.
Hughgate School top.
Hughgate School. OK, so let's put them up on the board in that order. Hughgate School, Clement Attlee and Herbert Atkins. There they are. Now, we were looking for leaders of runner-up parties. What would you do with £2,750?
Well, we live in Poole. We've got a rickety old boat, so we'd probably like to upgrade that. So
do you ricket the boat? Same boat, just fix it?
No, we'd like to upgrade it a little bit.
Upgrade it, i.e.
Yeah.
Chuck it out and get a new one?
Get a new one.
Oh, I see, very good. That kind of upgrade.
Yeah. Might be able to go out the harbour then without worrying about sinking.
Oh. Where'd the fun be in that, Paul? Come on. OK, well, this was your least confident answer. You only need one of these to be pointless. How hard can it be, for God's sake? Only one of these needs to be pointless for you to win that £2,750 jackpot. So let's see if Hughgate Skill, your first answer, is correct. And if it is, how many people said it? It's correct. Very, very good guess. This is your first shot at the jackpot to win £2,750. It's still going down. Down it goes. Still going down. It's going down! Well done, really. That's fantastic. Well done. Brilliant. That's great. Very, very well done. Wow. So the sailing ship Gateskill will be seen.
Yeah, his name's going right along there. I hope it's going to be big enough.
Oh.
It's quite a long name.
Yeah. How fantastic. Well done. Well, I mean, I can't fault you on your logic and reasoning. I wonder if any of your other choices were pointless as well. Maybe they were.
Same type of thinking, wasn't it?
I think
Well,
we're grasping
absolutely.
at straws a bit there.
Wow. Well, they were great straws.
Yeah.
Top straws. Well, you managed to find that all-important, pointless answer. I mean, absolutely fantastic. You will go home with that £2,750 jackpot. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So, Richard, how about that for a pointless answer?
Brilliant. You started the show with 2 pointlesses and you finished with a pointless. It doesn't get any better than that. Hughgate Skill was the leader of the Labour Party who lost the 1959 election. There were loads of pointless answers, actually. A lot of people who were also Prime Minister. Stanley Baldwin was a pointless answer. Ramsay MacDonald, Arthur Balfour, were all pointless answers. Clement Attlee would have scored you 4, and Herbert Atkins was an incorrect answer. So
Yeah.
you went with the right one.
Excellent.
Very, very, very well done. Well, thanks once again to our winning players, Linda and Paul, who go away with today's jackpot of £2,750. Very, very well done indeed. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.